right, I'm going to break down a clip from the Dave Ramsey Show online. Ramsey is a conservative Christian that gives financial and personal advice online. And this one, a woman calls in and asks whether she should leave the man who's been paying her rent for years while she pays off her student loan, because he won't propose until she's debt-free. Almost everyone watching that clip is probably going to agree with him, which is the exact problem. Because what looked like financial advice was actually one of the most quietly destructive pieces of relationship counseling I've seen given to a young woman on camera in years. I'm going to show you what he got wrong, what was actually happening underneath this woman's question that nobody in the room actually got to or picked up on, and one thing I would have said to her instead.
I've been with my boyfriend for a little over 6 years, and I graduated in December 2023 with about $160,000 of student loan debt. I've paid off a lot. I have about $90,000 left.
Way to go.
Thank you.
So you're what, 24?
I'm 26.
26. Okay. And what's your career?
All right, so she's already paying stuff off at the moment, which is a really good sign. And we'll get into more details soon with this.
I'm a nurse.
Oh, good for you. Okay. And so you got 90,000 left. All right.
Mm-hmm. And my boyfriend makes $250,000 a year, but he does not want to propose until I'm completely debt-free.
Interesting.
All right, so this dude's already making $250,000 a year. Will not marry her until she pays off the debt. She's already paid $70,000 off, okay, and she's got $90,000 left. Her boyfriend, again, earns $250,000 a year, okay? Really important.
If you were my daughter, you want to know what I would tell you?
What?
Dump him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's
he's
making you prove your worth.
See, that's where they have it wrong. She says he's making you prove your worth through money. That's not actually correct. This is more about he doesn't want to take on her debt if they get married, which is fair. That's actually what's called a man having a standard. And these two jump all over it as though that's the man's issue to take on. And I think he's protecting himself. And I think that's really good. I wouldn't marry someone that is $90,000 in debt or 160, whatever it was, and call into a show in order to get advice on it.
You're having to buy your way into this relationship.
Like having to buy your way into a relationship, that's absolute rubbish. Like not wanting a woman that's got a huge amount of debt is a smart move as a man. Like why would you want to take on a woman with that much debt? That's insane to me. And this guy's just like, yeah, dump him. Terrible advice.
Nope. You're a princess and you deserve more than that.
Okay, so he plays into the princess archetype, which means that's going to play right into her entitlement without knowing her, without assessing anything else except the current situation. And oh man, it's so bad. This just continues the level of expectation that a woman should have of a man, which is outrageous that he should marry her with that much debt when he makes that much money. He'd be exposing himself.
The reason I've been able to put majority of my paycheck towards my loans is because he does pay for all our rent.
Oh, so you live together?
Yeah, we live together.
Oh, so you're already married, but you just didn't admit it.
Well, it's not that she didn't admit it. She admitted it when it first came up. And he's actually subsidizing her debt by paying for everything, paying for the rent. They live together. They're basically de facto.
Yeah, it does feel like we're married.
Well, gosh.
Yeah. So what's his incentive to get married? None.
And this, let me just say this, Haley, and I'm saying this because you're going to have relationships after this and you're going to learn from this.
See, she's already like dropping a little pattern interrupt there. She's like, you're going to have relationships after this and you're going to learn from this, saying that like the writing's on the wall that she should dump him and she should walk away. I can't imagine a world where this guy is providing, it's making $250,000 a year. That's a top earner. I would say it's probably top 1%. And these guys are telling, this is a financial advice show, mind you. And these guys are telling her to walk away from someone that is incredibly financially successful, that is subsidizing her lifestyle because he has a standard that he doesn't want to take on the debt, and he will marry her once she pays off the debt. This is absolutely nuts.
Going to watch this call and learn from this. This is precisely why one of the reasons why living together before marriage is it's a bum idea. It's not a good idea, because what happens is you start to make bad relational decisions based off of the financial gain and based off of the pressure that you've already put on yourselves.
Yeah, based on the financial gain or the financial loss that he would incur if they got married, and she would have to then, or she might walk away or something, and maybe he gets stuck with the debt. I don't know American law around this or how it would work, but he is the one that is more exposed if he marries her with that much debt and that much income. He's probably got assets too. If you got that much money, you'll have assets as well.
It's a lot easier to walk away from a messed up relationship when he lives over here and she lives over here, and we just get together when it's time to go on our dates. It's a lot easier to go, you know what, this guy's a bum, I'm going to walk away. It makes it a lot more difficult when suddenly you're in the same house and then you're splitting the bills.
Here's the thing. We love people getting out of debt. You know that. And why do we love people getting out of debt? Because we love people and we want them to be able to prosper. And your number one wealth building tool is your income. You have a fabulous career choice. As a nurse, you'll always be employed, and you can always work as much as you want to work. You can work 80 hours a week, or you can work 20 hours a week. As a nurse, you'll be able to do that the rest of your life. And you can make a pile of money. All we tell couples to do is to be aligned, be in agreement on how money is going to be handled. Now, he is in agreement that he hates debt. You're in agreement that you've hated debt and you've been working it down.
Yeah.
Okay. But then he has put up a false block here. I'm just telling you, I love you. And if you were my daughter, I'd tell you not to marry this guy.
See, like, this is where, mate, a man sets a standard. He's saying this guy's a bad guy, basically. And the man, essentially, this woman's boyfriend, is saying, I'm not signing a lifetime financial and legal contract with someone carrying 6 figures of debt until that debt is handled. That's not a man devaluing a woman. This guy gives financial advice. This is a smart move on his part. And that's not him devaluing her by any stretch of imagination. That's a man with a standard. And Ramsey reframes the standard as though it's some sort of an insult. He converts the boyfriend's discernment, sharp discernment, into some sort of degradation tactic. And he does it by activating the princess archetype in her, the part of her that believes she's owed unconditional acceptance, regardless of what she brings to the table. This is where, like, that question triggers women. What do you bring to the table? So if he's bringing surplus, she's bringing deficit. That's the definition of a debt. It's a deficit. It's a liability. You have assets and liabilities. He's an asset, she's a liability, just in this financial aspect. And by doing this and activating this princess archetype, it's the exact move that keeps women in arrested development. To tell her she's a princess, tell her any man who has criteria is unworthy of her. Compare it to his own daughter. Send her back into the dating pool at 26, I think she said she was, with $90,000 worth of debt, a wounded ego, and call it empowerment. Where he gets this wrong is the diagnosis. Ramsey says this is a money fight, and it's not. This is a commitment conversation, right? That's really what it is, but they're dressing it up as like a money conversation. The boyfriend isn't refusing to marry her because of the dollar figure. If he hated her, he wouldn't be paying the rent. If he were using her, he wouldn't be subsidizing her debt. He cares about her. He's helping her to pay it off. He's doing the opposite. He's actively accelerating her freedom while declining to legally bind himself to her liabilities until she's demonstrated she can finish what she started. Some people sit there and say that's control, and it's not. It's not control. It's not abuse. It's simply a man saying, I'm not going to enter into this covenant with someone who has not yet proven they can govern their own financial life. Like, whether you agree with that standard or not, it's a standard. And that's what he misses here. And standards in men are missing in today's modern society and modern relationships. Let's keep watching.
Because I think this is a false premise. You're aligned on what is important. You're
It's
aligned
not a
on
false premise.
debt. We're going to avoid debt. We're going to get out of debt. And that's not, people have asked me since I came on the air here 35 years ago, should I marry someone with debt?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is always yes, as long as you love them and you're aligned that we're getting rid of the debt. If you have zero debt, but one of you loves debt and hates saving, and the other one loves saving and hates debt, you're going to get a divorce later. The number one cause of divorce in North America today is money fights and money problems. And guess what this is? This is a money fight.
Yeah.
You're just not having it
No,
out
this
loud.
is not a money fight, in my opinion. This is just this is a commitment conversation.
You're having it in your head.
Yeah, that's right. Now, what could be going on, and I'm going to allow a little space for this. He could just be an idiot today. And
How's this woman? Like, he could just be an idiot today. Like, this is all on him. This is this typical man-hating, blaming men kind of attitude. These people, I don't know, like, how they can have a financial advice show when she's going, maybe this guy's just an idiot today. This guy's not an idiot. He's smart. He's doing the right thing. And I would fully encourage anyone that's looking at this kind of commitment with a woman who's got that much debt. It wouldn't matter if it was the reverse way either. If she was making 250 grand a year and he came with $90,000 debt, you think that she's going to want to marry him? There's no way. And for her to call him an idiot on a financial advice show because he doesn't want to take on the debt, there's one idiot in that, well, there's two really in that room, but she's the fucking idiot.
he just needs to learn a little bit about what it means to be in a relationship.
As
and
if
what
like he doesn't know how to be in a relationship. He's subsidizing all of her debt so she can pay it off. And she goes automatically to the deflection to present something as though it's a relational issue. And he doesn't know how to be in a relationship.
means to handle money together. You said one thing that might cause me to go, I wonder if I brought this to him and, saw a premarital counselor, if we can get on the same page, is it seemed like he was willing to help with the debt. Now, you guys aren't, married yet, but in a married relationship, it seemed like he was willing to help, but he was helping in the wrong way. And so that's the only thing that makes me think he might possibly simply
How is he helping in the wrong way here? He's subsidizing her entire life while she pays off the debt with her own money. What do these two morons expect? That he should pay the debt as well as cover her lifestyle? Ugh. Man, this is modern women for you.
be misguided because he said, "Oh, I'll pay the rent."
You could go to a marriage
I'll
counselor,
pay the rent if you
pre-marriage
do
counselor, and
this.
say, "Look, let's get aligned on this, or we're going to end this."
Yeah.
But if at the end of the day, the answer to the question is, "I won't marry you
Yeah, then yes, we have a
until you
problem.
pay off your debt," so the question's answered. You
Right.
value that more than you value me.
Mm-hmm.
See you later, alligator.
Yeah. Holla.
After a while, crocodile, you'd be gone. Yeah, I'll be done with this. I'm just not doing this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What do the cool kids say? See you, Felicia, or something? So,
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually think about what walking away for her actually represents. So she's 26. She has $90,000 in debt. She no longer has rent covered. Her debt payoff timeline doubles or triples overnight because she doesn't have a man to cover her expenses. She re-enters the dating market as a woman in her late 20s carrying around significant debt, looking for a man that will both commit faster than her current partner and absorb more of her financial situation than her current partner already does. Are you fucking insane to throw this out? Like, this dude is an idiot to advise her of this, and so is the woman. Like, the man that she's looking for doesn't exist in meaningful supply. It absolutely doesn't. And Ramsey knows this. He is absolutely selling her a fantasy where her worth is so self-evident that any man should be grateful for the privilege of marrying her, debt and all. That's not how the world works. And pretending otherwise isn't kindness. This is negligence. And she's going to throw away a really probably good relationship because if that's the biggest problem they've got, that's not a big problem. Pay off the debt. You've already paid it down. Wait a couple more years. Get it done. If you really hustle and sort it out, you'll get it done and he'll probably commit to you because he's committed everywhere else. He's fulfilling the role of a provider and a husband and helping you pay off your debt. Like, what's really going on for her is like, I don't think she actually called in for financial advice. She has a plan. She seems to be executing it. She's paid off 70 grand already. She knows what she's doing. She called in my opinion, because somewhere underneath, she resents that her boyfriend has a standard and a condition on marrying her. She wants someone with an authority like Dave and this other woman to tell her that her condition is unfair. And she got what she wanted. She wants permission to be angry at him for not just giving her a ring already. You know, Ramsey gave her exactly what she came for. He validated the resentment. He told her the man's standard was an insult to her femininity because she's a princess. He gave her a script for some sort of like righteous indignation and her departure. What he didn't give her in this was the harder and more useful question, which is what a masculine man does. This dude's soft ass for acting like that. Why does a man, and he should have asked her this, why does a man having a standard feel like some sort of rejection to you? Why does he have to bend to your demand? Why does he have to do it your way? Why are you unhappy about this? I work with men all the time around this where it's just like, it's never enough. And then you hold a woman to the same standard as she holds you to, and they don't like it. And this is the problem, because that's the real conversation in it. That's the problem. That's the conversation. The boyfriend is not the problem here. Okay. The problem is that this woman has not yet developed the internal structure to receive her man's no without collapsing into something like, you don't love me, or you should marry me now. Every man she's with for the rest of her life should have some sort of standard. Some men don't have standards. They just take whatever they can get. But either she learns to meet them, and this is for all women, or she learns to negotiate them like an adult, or she spends her life looking for a man with no standards, just going to take all of this on, to which she won't be very attracted to him. You know, that's just kind of like looking for a boy. If she called me, I would say this to her. I'd say, you've got a good man there for starters. He's a provider. He's in the top 1% of earners. He's literally fulfilling a husband role already. He's not punishing you. He's protecting both of you. The debt isn't the point in this. The point is whether you can finish something, keep your word to it, that's difficult without him having to legally absorb it. He's already absorbing it informally by covering rent and costs. He's already all in. The ring is just a symbol, and he wants you to earn it. And I think that, and I say this to all the men that get into relationships, if you want to marry her, make sure she earns it. Just as the way that you have to earn it as well, because marriage is for elite men these days, she needs to earn it. She needs to be worthy of that. You know, it's not about her worth through money. It's a proof of commitment. Is she going to do what she says she's going to do? And not as just a woman whose man bailed her out. That's the version, right, that is worthy of marriage. Not the one Ramsey is selling. Not the one that this dude is selling. And where he closes with the term, bye Felicia, you know, he laughs. A 26-year-old woman, nurse, that comes in to sit with him or speak with him, and asked a man older than probably her father for guidance on the most important relationship of her life, and he finishes up with some dumb punchline. You know, this isn't wisdom. This is just entertainment that he's blasting on at the moment. And the difference between those two things is the difference between a generation of women who build something real and a generation who keep walking away from good men because some idiot like this on a podcast told them that the man standards were unrealistic. I applaud this man, the boyfriend, for doing what he's doing. He's a provider. I respect that. He's solid. He's helping her pay down the debt, but he won't commit until she does what she says she's going to do. And that's a powerful, powerful way to see if a woman is worth marrying. So if you like this, share it, pass it around. I've got a men's group. I'm opening up some more spots soon to it, and it's very limited. It's very high level. It's very exclusive. And if you want to go on the wait list for that, jump down below, I think it'll be. Sign up to my newsletter. You get more details there. All right, legends. I'll see you in the next one.